and thank you for joining this talk. As you may already know, Klevu Discovery Suite has multiple products: search, recommendations, and category navigation and merchandising. At the center of all is our AI technology. It enhances product catalogs and learns from consumer activities to personalize shopping experience. As can be imagined, for us to provide these services, we need access to product catalogs. There are multiple ways it can be done. We request customers to provide a feed. We ask them to implement our APIs. Or, where possible, we implement a connector for the respective platform that does the job of sensing product catalogs. In case of the commercetools, we have chosen the route of implementing a connector. I shall be providing more information about the connector here. But before we do so, let us have a look at Klevu's architecture at a very high level. As can be seen in the diagram, the journey starts with e-commerce stores configuring a connector for the respective platform. The connector takes care of pulling the data from the platform and pushing that into Klevu's environment. It is at the time of data being indexed that we enrich the content. What exactly happens as part of the enrichment, we will look into that in the next slide. But here, once the data has been indexed, it is replicated over to the search nodes where it is ready to be queried by the e-commerce stores. On the website, shoppers may be interacting with the stores via their desktop, mobile, or other devices. And the website may have been implemented using modern frameworks such as React, Angular, or Vue, or similar other technologies. We provide multiple ways of connecting stores with our search systems. One can use our ready-to-use theme, which has the necessary JavaScript functions implemented that takes care of pulling data from the search systems and reporting necessary analytics events to our analytics backend. They can use our front-end SDK that is compatible with most modern JS frameworks. Or they can use our APIs to directly interact with our search systems. Here, the analytics events such as searches, clicks, and purchases that we collect from the stores is what we use to train our AI models. It is these AI models that help us understand the queries better and manage AI-driven ranking on the stores. We also provide a merchant center where merchants have options to fine-tune their search experience. For example, they may want to merchandise category pages or design banners for their recommendations. Whatever configurations merchants do are then made available to the indexes and to the search systems. This is how the various components at the higher level interact with each other. Let us now have a look at the enrichment part. What exactly happens when the data comes for indexing? When the data arrives for indexing, we pre-process that data with our NLP pipelines. As part of the enrichment process, we will be adding up to 3 times more data than that was provided in the catalog. This process includes normalization of inflected words, accented characters, measurements, singular forms, plural forms, handling SKU codes, etc. We also add contextually relevant synonyms to your catalog, and this is all automatic. That's the wonderful thing about this NLP pipelines, that they are all automatic, pre-trained for different languages and domains. On the other hand, as shoppers search on the website, before we produce the response, we analyze the queries in real time. For example, if the query is red sneaker under $40, our parsers will automatically understand that the customer is after sneaker that should be available in color red, and it will also convert under $40 as a price constraint. We call this semantic parsing, where all the efforts are made to understand the intent of the query. As shared earlier in the previous slide, what customers search, click and buy is all stored and analyzed in real time by our backend to provide both the personalized as well as in-trend shopping experience to the consumers. Coming back to the connector. Here, I've tried to explain how our commercetools connector works and what actions merchants and or Klevu team need to take to connect Klevu with a commercetools store. It is assumed here that you are using commercetools to host your catalog. You may have built your stores using one of the front-end JavaScript frameworks such as React, Angular, or Vue. You may be using commercetools APIs to pull the data from commercetools and render on your store. Given this, our idea here is that you give Klevu connector the necessary rights to connect to your commercetools environment. And once it is connected, the connector will pull the data and keep the product catalog in sync between the two environments. You can use Klevu's SDK to pull search results, recommendations, or products from the Klevu backend to show on your collection pages. If for any reason you do not want to use our connector, you can certainly subscribe to commercetools' subscriptions, process them in AWS, and push them into Klevu on your own. However, as you can imagine, with this option, you will have to host your code to listen to the events in AWS or other supported cloud provider. For this reason, we recommend that you use our connector to make the integration easy. Right, so assuming you have decided to use our connector, information on the integration steps, checklists, links to our SDK, etc. are provided on our page on the commercetools marketplace. But basically, there are 3 steps to follow. Step 1, creating a commercetools API client. Step 2, where you need to create a Klevu account. And finally, take the necessary steps to do the front-end integration with our SDK. Let us have a look at the first 2 steps here, and my colleague Yuha will cover the step 3. Step 1, creating a commercetools API client. As you may already know, commercetools allows creating a client. You can visit the developer settings in your commercetools Merchant Center and choose the option to create a client. Here, we only need the read access to your catalogs and orders. Once you have selected the appropriate rights, the final step is to download this credentials configurations. The Sunrise SPA credentials file is one of the options available in commercetools, and we recommend that you download this file using that option. After the step 1, the step 2 is where you need to get in touch with Klevu to create an account. In the coming days, you will be able to create this account on your own, but for now, we request you to create a customer ticket. In the ticket, we request you to provide some details about the store. The first thing you need to do is to attach the credential file that you downloaded in step 1. This file has all the necessary details that we need to connect Klevu to your store. Second thing we want to know is the business email address that you want us to use to create your account. This is the email address that you will use to log in into Klevu's Merchant Center. Please also share with us the Klevu plan that you like to use. For example, is it Premium, Premium Plus, or the Enterprise plan? We also need some information about your store. Tell us if you want us to index data of a particular channel. Tell us what is the base currency and the language you want us to index the data for. Tell us how your product and catalog URLs look like. For example, you may be following a specific pattern to allow accessing your products. It may be www.yourstore.com/products/slug associated with each individual product. Similarly, for collections, it may be www.yourstore.com/collections/the slug of the individual collection. The one final thing that we want to know is how frequently do you want us to perform full sync of your product catalog. It may be every 30 minutes, every hour, or once in a day. Regardless of what frequency you specify for the full sync, please note that we do set up Delta Sync to work every 10 minutes. Thus, any changes, updates or additions made to your catalog will be picked up by our sync every 10 minutes. That's it. You are done. Our team will configure your store, share the API credentials with you, and also the steps that you need to follow to use our theme or our SDK. On this slide, I thought to cover some common questions and their answers. We index both the products as well as category data from commercetools. When it comes to products, we index both the master product as well as their individual variants. Indexing variants allows us to understand the query and show the most relevant variant to the customer in search results. For example, if a customer is searching for a t-shirt and that t-shirt is available in 2 sizes or multiple colors, showing the one in trend makes all the sense. However, if a customer asks for a specific variant, for example red small t-shirt, we would show exactly that variant to the customer. When it comes to attributes, we iterate over attribute definitions stored in commercetools. We identify the respective values for each variant and index them. If an attribute is marked as searchable, we will convert that attribute as a filter in the search result. When it comes to product prices, we collect both the retail as well as sale prices. We index prices available in all currencies and also for different customer groups that you may have created in your backend. For every configurable product, where it has 2 or more products, we also automatically calculate their minimum and maximum prices across all variants for every master product and return them in our responses. We've seen our customers using this minimum price as the price of the product when they show products in the search results. Other common data mappings include mappings for name, description, image, stock information, and so on. Here we conclude the first 2 steps. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask them.